Blog Talk Radio.
The motherfucking saga continues.
Yo, what's up, world? It's badass thugging like I usually do, and you better turn it up, bust some speakers out, cause we off the motherfucking cuff. You dig how we do it? Dog Pound Gangsters 2000 and beyond. Bless.
What's up with it, John? Man, don't change that down. This your play apartment, the legendary Cocaine. And you tuned in live to Off the Cuff Radio. Better not touch that down. Wiggly.
Yeah, this is Cassidy, the hustler. And right now, you listening to the Guillotine. Show them the respect they deserve, man. Off the Cut Radio, man. Y'all already know how they doing it, man. I need y'all to stay tuned. They've been doing it for years, so show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out of bars, mouth. Easy.
Keep it moving like this. Yo, this your boy Rampage. You're not rocking with the best. With Off the Cuff Radio. Classic. History. Fix your face to all you haters. We off the cuff, baby.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, Bonnie Dollars, the Queen of Trap, representing Crenshaw, and you are now tuned in with Off the Cuff Radio. What's up?
What's up, y'all? This is Miss Irresistible, giving a shout-out to the livest show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, and I'm live from the 704. Make sure y'all tune in for the blazing hot music.
What it ain't, what it do. Chili Chill from that original Lynch Mob. Off the Cuff Radio, always where it's at on Friday nights. West, y'all.
Yo, Mikey, peep this beat I made for you, bro. Shit is fire.
I bet.
Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped. Keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped. Keep them shook. Like they supposed to. Comes equipped. Keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped. Keep them shook crews running. Keep them shook. Like
now when I come knocking at they door, they drop it to the floor. MCs that we adore, they ain't got it anymore. I'm just keeping it 1,000 and not a penny more. Welcome to Poppin' Kim's, and it's not just any store, it's a way of life. So don't make me say it twice. If you see me with a mic, you better play it nice. I'm a veteran, better than anybody who's ever been anywhere. I'm everywhere. Thank me for my benevolence. And ever since I dropped, they couldn't make me stop. They even tried to block me from making it to the top, but it's all good. My team, all hood, Merrick Boulevard, Queens, and I wish y'all would try to act like I don't rock. Shit, I'm back around the block. I'm so comfy in the hood, they think I'm lacking, but I'm not. And I ain't got a floss, cause I'm stacking what I got. Mikey D's the boss, and they jacket cause it's hot.
Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook. Like they supposed to. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Keep them shook. Like they supposed to.
Hey yo, who the man? Mikey D. Yes I am, pro at poker, and you don't wanna test my hand. I run it straight, I ain't the one you wanna hate. And if you're coming late, stand in line, you're gonna wait. I got no time for these cats that don't rhyme, telling me how I should do it. If not, I won't shine. I've been live before I learned how to drive. That top list that y'all be doing, shit, I earned all 5. Then Amadeus, he could tell you, your man ain't never lied. I'm the best that ever did it, before I ever tried. Word, so push your pride to the side. You've been throwing shade for years and I'ma let that slide. Show and prove my maturity, flex my authority. There's no insecurity, protect my priorities. And I ain't even close to you, I keep them shook, cause that's what I'm supposed to do.
Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook. Like they supposed to. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Comes equipped, keep them shook crews running. Keep them shook.
Oh my God. Yo, Amadeus, we got to do a video to this, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. And that joint right there
What we just played is exactly why we do what we do best, man. This is Off the Cuff Radio, episode 685. I'm your host, King Eric, the Media Assassin. And I want to send a big shout out to Screwball Radio. You can catch us on Saturday night with Comet Madman and Black Poet, Buddy Boy Entertainment, Da Vinci Clothing, everybody that sponsor us. Got my host T Max on the line. What's good, partner?
What's
T-Max
going on?
Facts.
What's going on, bro? Once again, it's another tremendous Thursday with that thunderblade of absolute awesome commentary from the freshest OTC Off the Cuff Radio. Shout out to King Aware Productions. Of course, is DJ Sincere of Dirty Basement Radio, two of our most staunchest and most longtime supporters. And we are live and direct once again to give you one of the most intellectual and engaging and interesting conversations. The video speaks for itself. This man is a living legend with us. Man, look, hip hop has never died. And we're going to make sure the radio stop failing us, yo, because it needs the airplay all day. He has a story. Our guest tonight is a member of one of the most esteemed and legendary groups ever in the history of hip hop. If you know Breaking Atoms, you know the main source is of that scientific explosion of all types of lyrical excellency and musical marvelousness. Behind that, there is a story that most don't understand, a legacy that needs to be acknowledged, and most importantly, the individuals involved in it that need to be respected for their contributions. And we have one of those members tonight with us. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the legendary MC himself, Mikey D. What's going on, man?
Yo. What's poppin', fellas? What's good?
What's going on?
But that was a hell of an intro, goddammit. I'm ready to rewind this already.
Tell you, man, he the Michael Buffer of this rap thing,
I'm
man.
trying to tell you, man. He had me wondering who the hell he was talking about. I'm sitting here like, yo, who's coming on, man? This guy right here has got to be somebody. Yo.
Tell you, man, he the Michael Buffer of this, man. That's why I let him do the intros a lot. I'm like, man, you can make you feel like a prize fighter going out there.
Yo, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Oh my God. What's happening, gentlemen?
Hope you good out there, man.
It's
Be blessed.
an honor and a privilege to have you with us. Yes.
Likewise.
We're blessed. And we thank you, man. Look, we thank you for blessing us with your presence, man.
Man, listen.
Hold on, T, you got it. Oh, make sure you get him back on.
I'm right.
Hold on. Yeah, you know how it is.
You ain't going nowhere.
There we go. You go. Come on, blog. Well, not blog talk, stream, y'all.
Yeah,
come
man.
on, get it right.
There's a story behind it. A history that is written in all types of, I mean, look, only you can tell it because you were there, you lived it. We're here to be the platform for you to tell it. You got a new album out, obviously. And if the rest of it sounds as good as that, then obviously we're buying 500,000 copies each to make that shit platinum double.
That joint knocked, bro. Because anytime we bring a guest on, man, I got to get into the mindset of what they create. I got to get into their creativity. I'm like, okay, they got a new project. How can we break that down? Listening to this, brother ain't lost a step.
Oh, nah. It's in the genes, man. You know what I mean? Some people learn how to do it. Some people are born to do it. So I was fortunate enough to be born to do it.
Because you know how a lot of cats, they come in, they kind of, they got to dust the training wheels off a little bit. They sound a little rusty. You come in like you just left where you started.
Yeah, but basically, that's it.
Yeah.
Come on, hip hop is my therapy, man. I'm living proof of what hip hop looks like. A lot of people mix the rap genre up with the hip hop culture. I embraced the whole culture of hip hop in this one body. So once you start, it never leaves you, bro.
And that's
Hold on, T. I'm gonna try to bring you back on. We gonna fix that problem real quick. But I'm gonna log you off and I'm gonna bring you back in.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna log them off and bring them back in shortly. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure just get this together. We're gonna bring them back in. But yeah, man, welcome on, man. So you got the new album out. They got the current album coming out. I mean, not coming out, but already out. Poppin' Kim, man. How does that differ from anything that you already had released prior?
Well, it's actually right in the same pocket of what I've been doing. Just staying true to the culture, true to myself. You know, I titled this particular project Poppin' Kim because Poppin' Kim was a famous store in Laurelton, Queens, where I'm from, during the 80s and the early 90s, you know, and that's basically in front of that store is where I got a lot of my street credibility as far as rapping, you know, and I couldn't bring back a 17-year-old Mikey D, but I could give you a 58-year-old Mikey D with that 17-year-old energy. And that's why I called it Poppin' Kim, because that's the energy that I had then.
One thing about it, Mikey, is that that's a hell of an ode to the past, acknowledging the present in terms of what you're still doing for the future, generations of it. We've always been told in hip hop, and a lot of people have tried to dismiss, discourage, and discard those who are older in the game. But thankfully, gracefully by the Most High, you know, niggas like Ghostface, Griselda, Jay-Z, Raekwon, Mitchie Slick, you know, all these individuals all of y'all are older. And to us, that's not a disadvantage. That's called age that advances the articulation and the academics of wordplay. And that's something that and you can only...
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Come on, y'all, get it right, get it together. The brother's spitting right here. Hold on 1 second.
You know, so yeah, man.
Hey T, you there? Hold on 1 second, man. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him back on right there. Part of the technical difficulties, man. But how long did it take you to complete this project right here?
Well, it was a hop, skip, and a jump, no brainer type of thing. Because my brother, Dr. Butcher, he actually gave me the first track that set this whole album off. Because I wasn't even thinking about doing an album. I just wanted to do a single with my man, Dr. Butcher. He gave me the track, and it was that vibe. It gave me that vibe from the early to mid 80s. So after that, I was like, yo, let's just knock out a whole album. And because that single was the spark to the whole project, everything just was smooth running after that. You know what I mean? It was just a natural, spontaneous type of thing.
Man, listen, Dr. Butcher, man, look, illest on the cuts himself. This man has worked with Cool G Rap and so many other legends.
Absolutely.
I mean, so for those who know, they know. You have not lost the enthusiasm. You have not lost the talent. You still have the passion, the drive. When you look at today's hip hop, Mikey, when you look at what's going on, what passes for talent, how have you felt about it as an elder, as a respected one at that, and where the direction of the music has gone?
Well, I love everything, and I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? First, we have to separate the genre from the culture.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The rap genre has gone into a place that I don't necessarily try to get with that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not into flashing money. I'm not into killing people. I'm not into drugs. I've been sober for 13, 14 years. I'm not into disrespecting our ladies, you know, and that's what the commercialized corporate genre does with rap music. That's the rap genre, and the culture is completely different. The culture is the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves. Hip hop is love, peace, happiness, having fun, respect, knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And things like that. So where the music is right now, I guess it's where it's supposed to be. Older artists such as myself, a lot of us don't like the new music. I don't know why, because when I first started rapping, my mom didn't like what was going on. She was stuck into what she liked. You know what I mean? And us as older rappers, we're not supposed to follow the trends of the kids. Let the kids do what they're doing. What we are supposed to do is we're supposed to lead by example. We're supposed to respect these new artists. That's why they call me an OG. Not because I'm an original gangster, it's because I offer guidance. You feel me? So I want these younger artists to continue to do what they're doing, but I want them to learn from the mistakes that I made. Because I was one of those guys that bared that cross across the lands and all of that. I'm the one that sacrificed myself so these young artists can have a platform to get a whole lot of bread. You know what I mean? So where it is today, corporate-wise, I mean, I'm not too fond of it, but there's a lot of talent out there right now. It's just you got to know where to look. That's all.
That's a big fact right there, man, because it's so much talent out there, and we just focus on the bare minimum. Now, I will say this, and I say this for probably about past 10 years. Mainstream rap is probably on its deathbed, but the underground is thriving. You know, you got the veterans still doing their thing.
Absolutely.
You got the people on the come up doing their thing.
Absolutely.
I'm loving this whole thing with Jada Kiss and 38 Special. I'm loving all this energy right here.
That's hip hop right there. The competitiveness, the friendly fire. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like they're not looking for each other in the street to hurt each other. It's lyrical combat, man. You know what I mean? So I'm loving every minute of it. By the way, I got so tired of people calling older rappers and artists old school that I came up with a new movement called nostalgic. We're not nostalgic. We are new.
I love it. I love it.
You feel me? We still creating new music, but with a feel of nostalgia. So it's nostalgic.
Now, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell my audience this about Mikey. Mikey's so cold with the wordplay, man. Like he came up with nostalgic. Go back to that main source album. He came with hella vision. Television. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta get that, you know?
Yeah. Word up.
Man, listen, when we look at it today, and I think this is where the divide between the new and the old comes. Because when we look at what you all did in terms of, you all came behind the pioneers in terms of where, you know, of course, if we really take it back, we take it back to James Brown, the last poets. Of course, the Sugar Hill Gang would come. I mean, when we get into the 80s, we're looking at, you know, of course, LL, Public Enemy. You all come later on. So it's like you're all like the second, third generation. And it was still a challenge. Like you said, the cross you had to bear, the business elements, the ethics of it. Some of these artists today think because of the efficiency and accessibility the technology has provided, when used properly, they feel like that they've done it themselves without any help. And we're like, no, you didn't do this by yourself. And no, you didn't put yourself on. Well, I take that back. They may have put themselves on in a sense, but it's still like because of that, they feel like that they can dismiss everything that came before them. And I'm like, no, you cannot get into the game today without acknowledging those who paved the way for you to be here now.
Absolutely.
Take us back to that time, Mikey, in terms of what it was like to get a deal. Obviously, you joining with Main Source. is a story in itself. But what was it like just for artists back today trying to get on and get recognized?
Well, it was much different than today. And mind you, I
Mm-hmm.
was active. I was active prior to Main Source. I already had record deals since the 80s, man. I've been active since like 85. You know what I mean? Main Source, I got with them in 93. But I had a group called Mikey D and the LA Posse. LA didn't stand for Los Angeles, it stood for
Lennox Ave.
Laurelton.
Oh, Laurelton. Okay, I thought it was Lennox Ave, but Laurelton. Okay.
Yeah, it stands for Laurelton, Queens. Like, and if you
Okay.
come to Jamaica, Queens, and you say, "Where's Laurelton?" People will be like, "Oh, you going to L.A." But and here's the ill thing. This is like how life works 360 degrees, man.
Okay.
The group members was myself. I was the lead. I was the rapper. My DJ
Mm-hmm.
was Johnny Quest, and our producer was the legendary Paul C, who passed away.
The legend. Paul. For those that
Yeah.
don't know about Paul C, y'all need to do y'all homework on one of the greatest producers that we never got to get to hear all of. Oh my God.
See, Paul C was a part of my group. He was a part of our group. His first introduction to hip hop coming out was with the L.A. Posse. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people knew Paul C as a great engineer with a great ear. They didn't even
Right.
know he could produce until they started hearing the work he was doing on our stuff. He also produced on Ultramagnetic. He produced and engineered for my brothers Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd, Organized Confusion, my brothers Prince Poe and Pharaoh
Pharoah
Monch.
Monch.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So he, like I said, he was with my crew. And then he later on went to become Large Professor's mentor. You see what I'm saying? And Large
Right.
Professor was with Main Source before me. You know what I mean? I was LA
Right.
Posse. So we lost Paul in 1989. That's when things, fell apart as far as us. But the initial question was, how was it getting a deal back then, right?
Yeah.
It was a lot different, man. You had to know somebody. You had to really grind.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as simple as just waking up and getting on your phone, recording something, and then throwing it out on Spotify or whatsoever. You had to really go into the studio, put the work in. The labels at the time, when I got down, there were really the majors weren't really checking for hip hop. We had labels like Def Jam wasn't a major at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping Bag Records. We had Reality Records, Profile Records.
Tough
You
City.
know, Tough City was one of those. Priority with Light and all of them. You
Mm-hmm.
had those types of labels, but those were what we called independent labels at the time. But once the hip hop and the rap music started building momentum, then the bigger companies like Columbia and you know what I mean, Sony and
Atlantic
all of
and
them,
all them. Right.
they started buying the smaller labels and putting them under their umbrella. So, like for instance, with Def Jam, they got with the Columbia umbrella. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But prior to that, signing a contract without a lawyer was a mother effer because at that time we did not know about writers' royalties. We did not know about publishing. We didn't know about all of this. So the
Right.
labels was getting 50% of our writers' royalties. The labels were getting 100% of our publishing because we had no
Oh.
clue. We were just out here having fun. You know what I'm saying? And especially with a group like mine, we really didn't care about the money and all of that. We were doing this like we was doing it on the street. We made cassette tapes that did better than people's records. You know what I'm saying? So the early labels in them days definitely took advantage of the artists. And yeah, it was a difficult thing, man. Like I look back on it now and I just get so frustrated that I fell for all of that. Like I wish I would have known then what I know now. But it was much different, man. I think the younger generation, they it's a gift and a curse with this technology stuff. It's a gift
Right.
and it's a curse
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of these newer artists, they say they're independent, but they're not really independent. If you're not independent, if you're relying on a distribution company, if you're not distributing it yourself and putting it out yourself on your own site, people coming to you to buy it, not to stream it on Apple and all of that, then you're not independent. You feel me? But
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had this technology back then. I wish I knew then what I know now. It was a whole different ball game, man. It was blood, sweat, and tears for real. And it was really, really competitive. But the good thing was, back then, everybody had their own identity. No
Right.
two groups sounded the same, nor did we want to sound like anyone else, because that was called biting. You know what I'm saying? So you had to have your own originality. And we had different not genres, but different types of hip hop. You had your party raps, like Pee Wee Herman and stuff like that. Kid and Play, they was doing, fun raps and stuff like that. You had Public Enemy, which was doing the political and self-awareness and things like that was bringing us together.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? We was learning history. We was learning about ourselves. We were having fun, you know what I mean? But we was getting robbed at the same time, man. But it was some great days back then. It was some great days, man.
And
Absolutely.
you also care to let people know about your battle history, like when you were notorious for the battle rap circuit.
Yeah, I was. You know what? I was 50 Cent before 50 was 50. You know what I mean? Because the way he bullies these rappers, that's what I was doing. For real, for real. Like if somebody had a record out, I wanted to battle. I was showing up to wherever they was at, and I'm calling them out to battle. So you could call me the original clout chaser. But with me, lyrically, I could back it up. You know what I'm saying? Me and Johnny Quest, we would drink 40 ounces, get on the train, and just go to different neighborhoods just to battle whoever was there. And it was always fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we would just call anybody out and just battle because we was confident and we had mad fun. And then my battling ability is basically what got me signed to Sleeping Bag Records, because Tila Rock is the one that put the bug in their ears, like, yo, it's this young guy in Queens, man, he's battling everybody, blah, blah, blah. And they called me up and wanted to meet with us, and Mantronics and them put us on. And Sleeping Bag even entered me into the New Music Seminar in 1988 when I signed with them. So
wow.
the New Music Seminars before Smack and the URLs and all of that. New Music Seminar was a 3-day event where artists from all around the country came to battle for a gold belt. It looked like a boxer or a wrestler's belt. So you had battle for world supremacy, MCs and DJs. 1988, I took that belt home. You know what I mean?
Look, put that Ric Flair on it. Woo!
Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, good old days, man.
I mean, coming out of Queens, shout out to Trinidad Washington. We had him on the show almost a month ago, and he was he was working with Run DMC. Eventually became the late Jam Master Jay's personal manager.
Okay.
When you look at Run DMC, you look at 50 Cent, you look at Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, Cool G Rap representing Corona, my favorite MC of all time. When you look at the contributions that Queens has made, and we haven't even gotten to Queensbridge houses, it goes without saying that Queens and Queensbridge probably, without question, have birthed, even though it was born in the Bronx as we know it, how does it feel coming from the borough that has had the most influence and impact on hip-hop culture to really get it where it is today?
It's a wonderful thing, man. It's a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, man. Queens get the money. Bronx created it. Queens elevated it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? The cats in the Bronx, we wanted to be like those dudes, man. Like Cold Crush. Grandmaster Caz is the reason I rap. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to be like these guys, It's just when it came across the bridge into Queens, we we came out of the I'm not going to say costumes, because remember they used to dress alike and all of that back in the days.
Right.
They used to wear the tuxedos or the feathers and the leather and all of that. We just dressed like regular kids from the street, the way that we would dress. And I don't know, like lyrically with the cadence and all of that, I think we kind of stepped it up a little more. We became a little more braggadocious, and it's just dope, man. It's just dope. But salute to the Bronx, man, because if it wasn't for the Bronx, I wouldn't be doing this right now, man. And you know what else is crazy? All of the dudes that you mentioned, I know these guys. Like Ja Rule and 50. They're like 2 generations behind me.
Right.
Me and G-Rap, we met. I battled G-Rap right in front of his crib before we made records. We battled. You know the history. Me and LL Cool J. That's my dog. Run DMC is my people. Matter of fact, on the brand new album Poppin' Kim, I got a song on there with DMC called Hip Hop Kids, man. So, coming from Queens, from that hip hop scene, it was definitely a blessing.
And we got to shout out a Brooklyn boy who put y'all on the map in his movie, Eddie Murphy, Coming to America.
Absolutely. McDowell's. Yeah.
Man. Paul, we got to talk about Paul C. His legacy, one of the greatest, just the greatest engineers, producers that people don't know the history of in full, who without him, we don't have Large Professor. We don't probably have Premier in terms of his greatness. All the producers that came after him. His impact on the game. What did Paul change and revolutionize in the sonics, the foundation of how records were supposed to sound?
Man, I don't know what it was with Paul's ears, but his engineering technique was incredible, man. Plus, he was with a band before he crossed over into the hip-hop realm. He was with a live band, so he knows how to play his instruments. He has a fine-tuned ear. His ear is just crazy. So, and then when he learned how to use that SP12 and that SP1200, it was off to the races. But we got to give credit. We got to give credit to Said G helped Paul learn that SP1200. Said G from the Ultramagnetic. My man CJ Moore used to help Paul C with some stuff. Paul C also respected Marley Marl. Marley Marl gave him a lot of great tips. You know what I mean?
In control. He was in control.
Yeah. My man 40 Killer could tell you that story of how Paul C and Marley Marl. But yeah, Marley Marl showed him some tricks, but Paul he learned fast, and he created his own way of doing things, and he was just incredible. Engineer / producer, like just ill. So you know what I mean? Because he had that ear already, his beats was crazy. Man.
And that's something to say.
SP1200, man. The SP1200, man, that make you feel like a scientist, man. You know what I mean?
Word up. I remember when Paul was using the regular SP12, the blue one, before the gray one came out. He was using the blue one, you know what I mean? SP12. Then that SP1200 dropped. He got nice with that, man. I wish he was here right now, because I think I could beat him with my beats, man. I mean,
when we think about... Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because I be cheating. But anyway, I see, I'm an old dude, but I'm tech savvy, doggone it.
Well, that's the one thing about it, man, is that even being older, you have allowed yourself to still learn, which is what keeps you, engaged and excited, man. When we think about that, his blueprint is his fingertips are all over. When you look at guys like RZA, Dr. Butcher, like I said, when you look at Showbiz, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all the guys that came after him, that gritty, just grimy in your face, whether hot like the sun or cold like winter snow, they understood the influence, and from that they ran with the assignment because they did the homework. Um,
Yeah.
what you said earlier about biting, Mikey, and how everybody was individuals in the game. Um, when you think about where it was as identity for every borough, how important was it during that time for everybody to represent where they were from in terms of developing something that would be reflective and representative of where they came from?
Man, I don't know. I I just went with the flow. I just let
Hmm.
people know where I was from, and I gave it to them. Like I never, cause we didn't have any specific sound in Queens at the time. You know what I mean? We were still finding ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But we was just nice with the rhymes, so we could basically rhyme off of anything. But we rep where we was from. You know what I mean? We was proud of where we was from. Like I used to battle in Brooklyn. I used to go to the Bronx with Mr. Freeze, God rest his soul, from the Jazzy Five. I used to battle out there. And they couldn't believe I was from Queens. People used to be like, they wouldn't know I was from Queens until I told them I was from Queens because I was just back then I was ahead of my time, you might say. You know what I mean? So coming from Queens, I was definitely holding it down. And then in those times, a lot of people were scared to say they was from Queens. You know what I mean? If you went into certain parts of Brooklyn and all of that on some rap stuff, you didn't want to say you was from Queens because you might get robbed or whatever. That's how it was. It just was like that. You know what I mean? Bronx, same thing, you know. But yeah, proud of Queens, man. Queens get the money.
Always been like that. When you
And
think, when
now,
did you all real? Go ahead, King. Go
oh, go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
When you in terms of when did you realize in terms of doing this, Mikey, that it was really beginning to get noticed where you knew this was something you could probably do the rest of your life, and not only that, but prosper with it?
Well, from the time that I first heard it for myself and got inspired by Grandmaster Caz, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Like there was no second thoughts, but it wasn't something that I wanted to do alone. Like I didn't want to do that and just that. Like I still had to survive out there. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want like I'm big on my privacy, and I wasn't looking at that superstar status. That just wasn't me. All I wanted to do was be the nicest MC in my hood, or just that. I wanted to have that reputation of being a dope MC. I never looked at it like I could make all of this money, blah blah blah. Like if you know me, you know I know people. Like if I really wanted to get into my bag, I could do that. But it's just I love hip hop because it's my therapy. I love hip hop because it basically taught me how to move in the streets. It taught me how to communicate with people. Um, and I just love doing it. I just love doing it. It's not about being prosperous at it. Like, look, I'm at work right now. I work at Pepsi Cola. I'm at work. They support what I do, but at the end of the day, I don't mind working 9 to 5. You feel me? I'd rather work 9 to 5 and be happy than to be rich and unhappy. You know what I mean? So I do this hip hop thing because I absolutely love it. A lot of people always ask me, yo, since you used to rock with L, why you not where L is? It's because L had where he is right now is where he dreamt of being when we were young. I didn't have that same dream. That was his dream. And not to say he never offered to bring me along, or we could have been a duo. It's just that wasn't my thing. That was his thing. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Yeah, not everybody's vision is your vision. And even when
Yeah.
you going back to that time period, that's when you could tell when the music was fresh because it wasn't corporate. Everybody would just make it how they feel and it came from the heart with it.
Exactly. That's I always been like that, man. I rap from the heart and not from my pocket. You know what I mean? This way I could never be disappointed again, unless I put something out and somebody's trying to pimp me. You know what I mean? You put your music out and
Right.
they reaping all of the benefits when you did all of the work. That right there is kind of crazy. It's not that I'm chasing the bag, but I have the right to be compensated at some point. You feel me? But that's not what I'm chasing. I'm not chasing the bag. I'd rather the bag chase after me.
Understood. One thing about it, Mikey, and we're loving this interview because we love the candor, we love the openness, we love the transparency. Um, because a lot of people look at what goes on in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
Just like you, we work regular jobs. We're not
right,
ashamed to admit it. And I think that's an element that people have to understand that this is a process in
right.
terms of where you're trying to get to. And there's no shame about having an honest living, if it's not necessarily all about the music. It's about when you
Uh-oh.
Oh, he kind of broke up again.
Yeah.
Hold on, he'll be back.
All right, all right.
That's it. It ain't the powers that be. We're having a good conversation here.
Factor Mundo.
Yeah, we're not rattling the cage right now.
Nah.
This is all. I'm just letting the people know. This is all hip hop related conversation. We're not talking anything crazy.
Nah. I stay away from that.
Yeah, let me eat.
Yep. You know what's funny? I heard y'all mention
when you look go ahead.
I heard y'all mention Sincere from Dirty Basement Studios.
Yeah. Yes. Good friend of
You
ours.
know, yo, bro, me and Johnny Quest spent many a nights in Sincere's basement, making tapes, drinking beer, making tapes, and drinking more beer, man. Holy cow. Salute to Sincere.
Yeah, that's a solid dude, man.
Y'all still keep in touch to this day or what?
Yeah, we usually run
Yes.
into each other at different events. I think did I see him at Chirac Day this year? He might have been there. But we usually bump into each other when we're both in Queens, like in Springfield Gardens and stuff like that. We bump into each other.
Gotcha.
Oh, you break it up a little
Put y'all
bit.
back in touch with each other for the regular. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you break it up a little bit, but we hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. One thing about it, Mikey, what you said earlier, that you're a private person. We live in a time now where success a lot of times is predicated on visibility and crazy ass antics. And we've seen a lot of artists pay the price because they didn't know how to maintain a certain set of anonymity. Where there's a privacy clause, they usually breach their own sense of security, sabotaging it.
Yeah.
What do you see today in terms of how artists are intent on building their brand off of visibility rather than just letting the art speak for themselves?
Well, yeah. See, that's something that this internet era. That's something that I really can't rock with, because the controversy outweighs, negativity outweighs positivity. Something controversial is always gonna have people talking. Like when I'm using this, I let people see me in real life, in real time. I'll be spitting bars right in my office at work. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be driving in my car telling the people what's on my mind. But at the end of the day, look, I'm pushing 59 years old. I'm not going to be out there, what do they call it, crashing out and all of that. I'm not going to do that, and then that's a dangerous, it's a dangerous thing that the younger generation does, man. You know what I mean? Because they talk a lot of trash and then they drop locations, and then, like they say, the ops spin the block and all of that. See, that's too much for me, man. And then the young ladies, like, they don't have to solicit their bodies and, talk. Let's get that man. They don't got to do all that. They, let the talent speak for itself. But see, again, that goes back to the commercialization of hip hop, of the rap, the rap element of hip hop. You know what I mean? So we got to blame these labels. Somebody got to take responsibility, and the younger generation ain't gonna listen to us older guys. What we gotta do is we have to lead by example and not tell them what to do. All we could do is suggest a few things and have a mutual understanding and not try to tell them what to do, because it's their time now. I mean, there's a market for older artists as well, because the younger artists, they have parents that still love the older music. So there's a market for us. But at the end of the day, it's all about respect. Respect goes both ways. We can't just say because we're elders that they owe us that respect. Nowadays, you have to earn the respect, first of all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell these artists what to do when they're already successful. See, like I always say, I'm not going to take advice from a person that's not where I want to be. So me being an older artist with all the experience and all of the talent and accolades, I can't tell a young artist that's flashing it, the $100 telephones and all of that, the money and all. I can't tell them nothing. What I'm gonna tell them? They already getting it, So it starts with respect, and then all we can do is suggest, lead by example, and hopefully they'll get it and they'll learn from the mistakes that we made.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
T, you there? Hold on, I'm gonna break them back on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sometimes we got to do that.
No doubt.
Yeah, we got to sometimes do that. But then you're getting into, like, how did you become a member of Main Source? Like, what was the credentials and behind that?
Yo, we gonna blame Jeff Red for that. Jeff Red is the R&B singer that made that song. You call me, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I used to hang out with Jeff Red's cousin, Mike Beasley, and they got this other cousin named Bo Huggins, Bill Wiggins, Bo Huggins, I think it is. They had a Hush Productions in Manhattan, and one day I was down there, freestyling. Somebody was tapping on the grand piano, playing the beat, and I'm just rhyming, you know what I mean? And Jeff Red walks through. So Jeff Red asked his cousin Mike, what's up with your man? Like, yo, he's pretty good. He was like, I know a group. I'm not going to tell you the name of the group, but they're already established, and they're looking for a rapper. I think he'd be the perfect fit. So he gave us a number. He gave us an address. The next day, Mike Beasley called that number. He picks me up. We go meet, right? I still don't know that this is Main Source, We get to Flushing, a young lady named Tandy Weems. She answers the door. Tandy Weems is successful in this music industry too. She worked with Jimmy Henchman and a few others, And so we get there. She introduces me to Sir Scratch. So I didn't put two and two together at first. All right, Sir Scratch. This dude looks familiar. He asked me to, if I could spit something or whatever. So I just rhymed, freestyle, boom, 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 and he was impressed. So he said, let me get my brother on the line. He's in Canada right now. He gets his brother on the line. Now his brother says his name is K Cut. I'm like, hold on, K Cut, Sir Scratch. This is the Main Source dudes, you know what I mean? So at that particular time, I did not know Large Professor left the group. I thought they was looking for another rapper to be down with that Main Source clique. Like They had Nas, they had Akinelli, they had Joe Fatal. They had all of those guys. I thought I was going to be down with the crew like that. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool. Now, mind you, I was already doing my thing, you know what I mean? But I thought it would be a good opportunity. And then I later on found out that Large Professor went to pursue his solo career. You know, I didn't know, you know, what led to the breakup and all of that. I didn't know none of that, you know, because I'm not into, I'm not into other people's business like that when I'm taking care of my own business. I'm just not in.
Understood.
I'm not in tune. So that's how it happened. Jeff Red is the one that connected us. And if you notice, on the first single on the F What You Think album that I did with Main Source, on What You Need, I said, here comes Mikey D with the Main Source back on course. I didn't say, here comes Mikey D and I'm Main Source. I say, here comes Mikey D with the Main Source. You know, so yeah, that's how that went, man. Shout out to Jeff Red.
Absolutely.
That was an interesting time because did you guys go through like an issue with the first single? Because from my knowledge, I think Madonna had the same exact instrumental.
That's our music. When we were recording that record in Platinum Island or Platinum something studios, she was actually we might have been in Studio B, she was in Studio A, and Scratch always tells me, yo, Mike, you don't remember when Madonna came to the studio? No, I don't, man. I probably had one too many 40s. I don't remember. He said, yo, she had on the hoodie and she came in, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she fell in love with the music from the time she heard it. Before it was even released, she loved it. And we actually did a deal with her, you know what I mean? To let her use the sample. Yeah, I actually, in my office right now in the front, I could take y'all up there. I got a couple of platinum records from the Madonna album because they gave us writers credits on that. They gave us publishing and writers credits on Human Nature from Madonna. Yeah.
Can we shout out Madonna for a second about being down with the culture, man?
Much love to Madonna, man. She did us good. I still see some good ASCAP checks from that was in '94. We talking it's 2026 now, and the ASCAP checks are still coming in from that record. And even with the Main Source, when I was down, there's a song on the album called "Set It Off." "Set It Off" was myself. It's my brother Lot Picasso. It's my cousin Shaqueen, a.k.a. My Barker. And the first two rappers on that song is a young Jada Kiss and Sheik Luch. They're on our album before they were the Warlocks at the time. They weren't the Locks yet. They were the Warlocks. Right. So this was their introduction to records with us. You know what I mean?
Hey, look at how that Main Source brand does it, because the first album with the Breaking Atoms, y'all introduced Nas.
Exactly.
Akinyele.
Now with this one, y'all introduced the Lodge.
Absolutely.
There was a lot of issues with the Fuck What You Think album in terms of tell us the story, because I was looking for that back in '94 when What You Need dropped, and I was loving it. Y'all finally did get it out. There was what was the business hiccups with it in terms of the delayed release, and then it finally did get released?
It was crazy because
go ahead. We got time. Go ahead.
We actually did two albums because when I got down with Main Source and found out that I was going to be the lead rapper, they sent me down to Toronto and we started recording the album. So we were like 6-7 songs in, but Wild Pitch wasn't really feeling it because they felt like the fire was put out. Like I was a lion. I'm used to being in the jungle. When I got to Canada, it was just so nice and pleasant, and they didn't have old English. I couldn't drink my beer, my brew, and get into my vibe, like being around my boys and talking trash and getting inspired by street stuff. And you know what I mean? I couldn't feel it there. I felt so professional there. I felt like I was micromanaged. Like, you know, they wanted me to write all the time, to sit at this table and write. Yo, we got to do this. And because when I got down, I got put down. I got with them at a critical point because they already owed Wild Pitch the second album, so they were on a time limit. They had a certain amount of time, so I got down on that with that. So now their issue is my issue now, So now I'm being rushed to write. And one thing about me, I can't rush my writing. It has to come naturally. You know what I mean? I can't rush it because then it just sounds mechanical and corny. And so they wasn't really feeling the first album. I thought it was pretty dope. And listening to it now, it sounds pretty dope. So, but anyway, we went back to New York and then we started on the Fuck What You Think album. And that's when the fire came back. Because now I'm in the hood, you know what I mean? I'm around my people and now I'm back to normal. You know what I mean? And we finished the album. Everything was lovely. I don't know if management had different plans from what Wild Pitch had, but all I remember is we had a press conference at Wild Pitch Records, Source Magazine, Word Up Magazine, Fresh Magazine, Right On Magazine. We're all at a table just like this, right?
The long table.
We're at a table like this, man, and they got their notepads out because there were nobody was recording nothing. People was taking notes, and some people had regular tape recorders. But anyway, we had a press conference about the album, and the next thing you know, all hell broke loose. I mean, it went left. It went way left. I didn't know what was going on, and I was just like, but it went left. You know what I mean? And so basically, long story short, I believe management wanted to shop the album at a better label. But what happened is when all of that action took place and we tried to get off of that label, it kind of backfired and bit us in the butt, man, because they let the group go, but they didn't release the album with us because they owned the masters. You know what I mean? At that particular time. So now here we go. We're free agents, but the album is still in their possession. So what did they do? They released it maybe a year or two later. So there was no promotion behind the album. There was no push whatsoever. So that's what happened with that. And it just flopped. We had a great head start though, because the What You Need Is the Sauce was making its rounds and it was turning into something. But also at the same time, I wasn't treated fairly because people were thinking that I was trying to take Large Professor's spot or fill his shoes, and it was written that I took his spot. No, I did not take Large Professor's spot. I thought I was getting down with the crew. My intentions were not to take his spot, nor to sound like him. I'm not Large Professor. He's not me. We're two different calibers. He knows how to make these hit records. I'm a street corner battle rapping mother effer. So I don't care about hit records. I'm going to spit and I'm going for your throat on whatever track you send me. That's just what it was. But people were like, the new guy, it is too hard. The new, and I'm not saying pause. I'm securing my manhood. I'm from Queens.
Understood. You know what I mean? We know what you mean. Go ahead. Nah, but it's crazy though, Mikey, because now there's a story that I'd heard once, and I want to get it from the source. Yes. No pun intended. With the double entendre from the magazine and the main source. What is this I hear about I had a brain fart for me. It's gonna come back to me.
I already know where you're going.
In terms of there's a certain person that has that album in their possession and they still won't release it. I know you got that bewildered look because it kind of hit me.
Search?
You Search, yes sir. MC Search. You read my mind. MC Search. What is the story behind that? How true is that?
What happened with Search was just it was a misunderstanding that was blown out of context. Basically.
Okay.
And let me start off by saying there's no harsh feelings towards Search. There's no beef. There's no animosity. It's water under the bridge. We squashed it. Me and him are
Understood.
good. But what happened was Search went on a podcast, Apathy podcast, and he talked about the events that I just told you about at Wild Pitch and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
what he did was he told the story, but he kind of inserted himself into places where it wasn't factual. It was like it was exaggerated, and
Got
it
you.
just
Got
wasn't,
you.
because I remember it like it was yesterday. And
Right.
and then when I heard his take on it, I was like, that's not factual. So because he did it on the internet, I addressed it on the internet, and I said, you got 48 hours to clean this up, to you know what I mean? Because this is making us look real crazy, man.
Right. Right. Right.
There's certain things that didn't go on, and that was that. But he kind of brushed it off like, what the fuck he's saying or whatever. And I took it personal. I can admit, I can take, full responsibility for my actions. I took it personal because he said at the end of the segment of that interview, he told the interviewer, I was like, bye, Felicia, they're whack anyway. Anytime another MC calls an MC whack, we got a battle.
Yeah.
Ain't no that,
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
hands or
That's like
words, but
somebody,
something getting thrown.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he basically said, I'm whack. MC Search, MC Mikey D. So when he said what he said, it kind of woke Kev, who is K Cut. It woke him up because he came with a beat so quick. Mike, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, what? Damn, and Serge got him excited because he hit me with that beat. I was like, oh my God. And we just let him have it on a lyrical thing. And it was just a warning shot. Matter of fact, I didn't throw shots at him. I shot a spitball at him or a paper clip because I was hoping that he would, rebuttal and come back so we could really get it in. But with the initial record, I just, I gave him a love tap and let him know I'm aware of what's going on. Don't get it
Right.
twisted. And I was like, damn, if he come back, I got to be ready because Serge ain't no slouch when it comes to freestyling and rapping. And I give him his props where his props is due. But yeah, so a lot of people thought that it was about to bubble into something that it wasn't going to bubble into because this is some rap beef. Rap, hip hop beef doesn't have to end with violence, man. So I saw Search, my friend, $2 Dave and Mr. Fingers. They had a Coliseum farewell.
Hmm.
Big event. Everybody was there. Search was there, and I was there. So we saw each other there, squashed it. Slap five, hug, water under the bridge. It's all love. It is what it is. You don't have to fuck with me no more. I don't have to fuck with you no more, but it's out of our system. We're good. So that's what that was about. You know what I mean? He doesn't have access to the album or anything. K Cut has all of the rights to the album. It's actually out there. It's still streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, matter of fact, I gotta send y'all. I'm gonna send y'all that.
I'll send. Look, I will send you. I will send you the information to DM because if you got the physicals, we would love to hear it.
Oh,
Because
I
that's
don't
been
have,
going
I
on.
don't, I don't have, I don't have the physicals, but I do have the digital. I can send you I'll send it to you. I send it, all of them to
Perfect.
you. What?
Cool.
Appreciate you. Yeah, because I asked that question, Mikey, because that has been something that I have heard stories about for over 25 years about there's an unreleased main source album that only he had access, that he only had one copy to. This became such a legendary lore that one of my very good friends I've known for 30 years plus, he's been on the hunt for that album. So I can tell
Now,
him, okay, go ahead.
maybe maybe he has an album that they may have started with Large Professor before Large Professor's departure, because anything that happened prior to me, I don't know about. You know what I mean? Because we did 2 albums, but one of them never made the cut, so he doesn't have that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And
Got you.
the Fuck What You Think album actually dropped, and it's out there. You know,
Right.
so if there was another album prior to me, I have no clue.
Got you. But
And you know what,
and
people
he's on.
listening, and on top of that, listening to the album it wasn't even terrible because this was around the time where magazines held weight.
Yeah.
Like whatever they gave your album, like anything less than a 3 or 2, or for that matter, it was going to persuade the public. And I'm glad I ain't listened to them Source niggas, because I actually bought the album. That's What You Think. I'm like, yo, this shit hard.
Exactly.
What these niggas talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. Those magazines, they didn't give us a fair shot. First thing they was talking about is Mikey D is Large Pro's replacement. That was a no-no right there. As soon as you use the word replacement, the core Main Source fans had a fit. You know what I mean? My peoples came over with me, you know, the Mikey D and the LA Posse days. They came over, but the Main Source core fans wasn't even trying to hear it because they thought I was trying to take his spot, which was not. That was not it at all.
And that's what I said in the post today. That's what I asked in the post today. To all rappers and producers, is like when these magazines they lay their rating down and it holds a lot of weight. Does it really bother y'all? Because there was a reason why them Source niggas used to get death threats, because you messing up the brand.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I remember being in the first issue of the Source before it was even a magazine, man. It was a one sheet. It was like a flyer, a little yellow flyer. I was on that. It actually came out in '88 when I won the seminar, the first issue of the Source flyer came out.
Man,
you can Google that. You'll see a yellow flyer. Word up.
I'm gonna do you one better, Mikey. I actually have one of them.
See,
I actually have one of them. It's crazy, man, because when we think about that time of it, in terms of the magazines, where it was really about we think about journalism back in the day. We think about how albums were done. I know in terms of how articles were written. Double XL some years ago, we're not getting into it in full, but Large Professor spoke his piece about what happened with the situation. If we're ever blessed to have Large Professor on the show, we'll have him tell that story from his side. But when you look at magazines, man, what is your opinion in terms of print media, where people say it's a passe, it's not important anymore, any of that?
Well, everybody's into this social media thing now, man. Everybody's listening to podcasts, and you know what I mean? What these guys are saying, these guys are rewriting history and the whole nine. You know, we came up with the fresh magazines, the write-ons. That's how you got your news. But now, all of the artists that we used to read about and imagine meeting, everybody's accessible online now. They're accessible. You know what I mean? We didn't have this type of privilege back then.
It's crazy, man, because that time of journalism, you know, Selwyn Seafood Hines, you know, Alan S. Gordon, you know, all of them, Dream Hampton,
Kate Ferguson.
Man, look, Carlito Rodriguez, you know, Star and Buck Wild, where they used to do their
Star and Buck Wild, hell yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
I mean, they inspired King and myself in terms of what we're blessed to do today, and to interview legends like yourself. And shout out to my mother, who birthed the love of the English language in me reading. I mean, to me, the literacy of print literature is priceless. You have to be intimate with the written word to totally comprehend what is being conveyed in every aspect.
Right. Facts,
And
yo, but, yo, let me intervene for a minute because
go ahead, go ahead.
this is why it was very disheartening to see I think Paramount take down the MTV web base. Like
Man, oh
all the
God.
articles, all those interviews, all that
Oh
shit was
man.
gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
that's the Fort Knox of journalism. I'm like, you're talking about what, King? Damn near what, 35, 40 years of musical archives, and just overnight is
The channels
See?
was,
whew.
yeah, they removed the channels, they removed the articles. I don't know. I was hoping they was gonna put it in a paywall to where maybe you have to pay an access, but it's like they just hiding it from the public, it appears, or it's just things that they don't want seen. But that just does a disservice to us because now we're at a point where nobody knows history.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's the one thing about it, man. That's why, dude, for those that say magazines aren't important, I'm gonna say one word: eBay. Go online with eBay right now and see how much some of those double XLs and especially those Source magazines are going for right now
Oh,
online.
word up. Word up. They collectors items now. They going like comic books. Word.
I mean, there's certain ones like the Tupac one. I missed the Easy E one because that was about a month ago. I saw somebody was selling that Easy E from '95. I think that was going for like $50. And I was at work, I saw it. By the time I got home, that shit was gone.
Facts.
Yeah, man. So when you think about when you look at the legacy of what you all have done, and most importantly, staying out of conflicts. When you look at artists today and how they're inviting conflict, what would you tell these artists today about use your common sense that maybe you need to stay alive a little bit longer to enjoy what you're doing? Because we see this now. It's not even just rapping. It's like, nigga, I'ma kill you. I'm like, nigga, we pulling up. We busting. Go ahead.
It's the times that we're living in. I can't tell them nothing. I can't tell somebody nothing that don't want to learn something. You know what I mean? And this is the environment that we are living in right now. You know what I'm saying? And some of these young cats, they see me, they be like, yo, damn, OG, how old are you? What? I hope I'm your age when I get there. Well, if you want to get there, you're going to have to do some clearer thinking, man. Because right now,
Right.
crashing out, you're not going to make it. You feel me? But like I said, it starts with us respecting the youth first, man. We got to take a different approach now because it's a new day. There's a new sheriff in town. These young boys and girls, it's crazy. And we just got to treat them with love and respect, and maybe we'll get through to most of them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I just deal with it as it comes, man. But I treat everybody the same way that I want to be treated.
And that's important. And I think when we look at it now, when we looked at battles back in the day, when we look at when Shan and KRS went at it, when we look at when Kool Moe D and LL went at it, even when Ice Cube and NWA went at it with each other, even with Nas and Jay, it's like there was lyrics thrown back and forth, but we never suspected it would ever escalate. When Big and Pac got into it, shout out to Uncle Kelvin, of VIP Records, Kelvin Anderson. He told us a story years ago when he was on the show when he first heard Hit 'Em Up by Tupac.
Yeah.
And Kelvin is like that uncle, that dignified uncle of the family that everybody loves and has a lot of wisdom. And in that old country drawl that he had, he's like, because he's actually sitting at the Interscope table when he actually hears Hit 'Em Up for the first time. He's telling us the story. And he says, well, this is a hot song, but somebody gonna die behind this. And he saw it first.
Yeah.
When we first when we first heard Hit 'Em Up, we were like,
I was like, man. I was like, oh damn, the nigga taking on a whole coast. The fuck?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I mean, but this
But
is
see,
something
but
where we
people
actually
don't
saw
understand
how. Yeah,
impact though. Yeah, people don't understand the impact of when you first hear things versus. You know, one thing I do like watching y'all. I like watching these reaction channels. I like how a lot of Generation Z react to a lot of the stuff that we found hot.
yeah.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Word. Yeah.
And
But
seeing the faces when these guys hear songs like Take Over and Ether, they were like, y'all just don't understand. It
man,
Yeah.
was
to hear.
war.
Boy, and the thing
So
is, when
y'all
we first,
because see, they have to understand the story through Google and transcript. We
we
lived it in
lived
real
it, we
time
saw it
where
in
we
real
had to
Real
hear
time.
life. Word up. In real time. Exactly.
I
like you
mean,
ain't hear
look,
that when them gunshots go up, doom, 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 fuck Jay-Z. I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
man, look. When we look at that history, especially with Nas and Jay, shout to Hova, who's doing his 3-night at Yankee Stadium this weekend.
Yeah.
We had never heard we had never heard Jay directly battle rap. So when we heard Takeover, we were like, okay. And then we had never heard Nas battle rap prior to this. Another
Yeah.
Queens legend. So we're
Yep.
like, what's Nas gonna do? Shout out to Nasir.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah. He went
drops
crazy.
Ether as the lead single December 4th, 2001, Jay's birthday. We were
Yeah.
like,
That's the most calculating shit ever. So anytime it's like, damn, every time you see this, you celebrate this nigga birthday, we reminded of Ether.
Yo, that was chess right there.
man, chess wasn't the word. How did you all, even when you observed it, how did artists back in the day, what kept them from really getting into those conflicts like that? Was it because they just looked at it as just lyrical? Did they understand the consequences if it elevated to the street? What was it that kept that violence at the early stages of battle rap from going, the battles going to actual violence, from what you observed?
It was just the way that the person would carry themselves. Like, I mean, like I said, I went from hood to hood battling anybody, anywhere. But I carried myself with respect for the hood that I was in. You know, my opponent got it, but he got it out of love. Like, we slapped 5 after that and all of that. But if, like I said, it was just me and Johnny Quest moving around. Now, if I was moving around with 6 or 7 brothers, and then we go into another town and there's 6 or 7 brothers out there, something is going to happen. And it's not always between the artists. It's be those people that you with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when
Ice-T
it
told us
usually
that.
transpires. Yeah, man. But you know, we always kept it classy. I mean, I had a few slight altercations when people got a little upset because, you know, I might have drank a 40 or 2 and I might have really went nuclear on somebody and embarrassed the hell out of them. And I also had a habit of maybe jumping on a car or 2, you know what I mean? Putting on a whole show. You know, it could have been a little. I remember one time I did that in Left Rack City in a garage. I was battling this dude, and man, listen, I won't do that again. Well, I'm older now, but sheesh, they tried to get us, man. Oh, it seemed like all Left Rack City chased us through the doggone the train. We got to the train station, but they were still coming. We jumped down on the platform and ran through the damn tunnels to the next stop. I was like, yo, this is too much, man. But other than that, you know, it's just the way that you carry yourself. And as long as your opponent knew that this is what was going to happen, then it is what it is. Because we wasn't really being disrespectful to people's moms and talking about their kids or spitting on your grandmother's grave and all that. We didn't do all of that. We compared notes. Whose rhymes is better? You know.
As you saw the battle rap game progress, because it was an evolution for you before getting into a group, when you watched the smack battles, the URLs, all that, how did you see battle rap begin to evolve in that arena?
At first I didn't like the acapella thing.
Hmm.
You know, I'm always with beats or something. I mean, we did the acapellas when we battled, but most of the time we would have a human beatbox with us, or somebody would tap on a door or some shit. You know what I mean? When I first started watching the smack joints, I wasn't feeling the acapella joint. But then when they started evolving into the different angles and all of that, and I was like, ooh. So now, like right now, watching it, I'm a huge fan, man. Like Goods the Animal is one of my favorites. Loaded Lux is he's probably my favorite rapper right now. Um, Mook, of course, my man Mickey Fax. Yo, I love it now. But at first, you know, it had to grow on me, but I love it now, man. These dudes is the truth.
Man, look, it's a wild of that. Shout out to my man Av the Don, good friend of mine, dope artist in
Yeah.
his own right. Y'all check him out. Av, great, thank you for joining us, man, with the commentary, man. We're blessed to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Mickey Fax. We had him on the show a couple of years ago. Great guy. Um, it's, I mean, 40 plus years of, actually 50 plus years of hip hop. Um,
53.
53. I mean, when we think about it, when you what you said earlier about the business aspects, I don't think anybody knew at where 53 years ago where this would be. I mean, you're talking about executives, you're talking about multimillionaires, you're talking
Yep.
about people that were able to take their family out of the hood, those all over the world who found a voice where they felt marginalized. They found meaning where they felt life didn't have any. They found hope where it was dire. Hip hop has gotten such a stigma placed upon it where people look at the music and the culture as the cause of the ills and the violence. But I'm like, the ills and the violence were already there. This was just the outlet that spoke on it and expressed it and gave people the lens to see it through those that actually lived it.
Right.
Um, and I guess with the conversations today with certain songs, I think we're immune to it from our generation. Like my Young Miami Spin That. I think you knew where I was going with this
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
because we look at it from a perspective, that's not our generation. We can enjoy it for party music for a turn up, but that's not something we necessarily are going to live by. But
Right.
it's like, but some people say, oh my God. I'm like, well, we've had this conversation for 30 plus years about what's considered explicit, obscene, and outright degrading and disrespectful. I'm like, and guess what? A lot of it is just entertainment. You're not supposed to take it seriously.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But
You
you
know,
know,
I mean, and even taking it further with what D1 said on Drink Champs about trying to marginalize and even erase NWA's legacy. I'm like, no,
yeah,
you can never. Shout out to DJ Yellow. We interviewed him some years ago.
yeah, yeah.
You can
Can't
never
erase that.
erase what they did.
Nah, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. When you think about the cumulative impact, the exponential influence of the culture, yes, it has, messages may have not always been positive at times, but it also has healed a lot of people when you look at it. How do you feel about you've inspired so many to pursue their dream of MCing and, doing what they do?
Man, it feels great, man. Like I said, the key thing to do is to lead by example, man. I don't talk about it too much. I just do it, and I let the people see me in my real element in real time, having fun, really enjoying it, and at the same time being still sharp. You know what I mean? Because I love it so much. So for some people, their purposes are different. Some people's purpose is to be that superstar, to you know what I mean. But there's some people's purpose is to inspire that next superstar. So I don't mind being a stepping stone for somebody great. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm secure in who I am. I'm happy with where I am, and It's all love at the end of the day, man. So that's my whole thing. I just love to inspire my peers, and I love to educate the youth. I don't want to tell them what to do, but I want them to see through me where they come from. You know what I mean? But I lead by example. And I'm not trying to be grandpa or pop and telling y'all what to do. I'm showing you how it's done. You know what I mean?
Vault,
Practice what I
absolutely,
preach, lead by example.
And you
absolutely.
know,
Vault. Go ahead, King.
and
Go
you
ahead. Go
know,
ahead.
and going through experiences, man. That's the virtue that you need for growth.
Yeah,
And to let
absolutely.
people know, here, man, I just want to ask you this: what are some of the things that you, being a part of this game for about close to about 35 years, man? What are part of the things that you truly dislike about this business?
Well, I don't like when people try to make you compromise. You know what I mean? I'm not talking no sexual stuff like that, but these companies want you to do certain stuff because it sells. It's more money. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like I always tell people, my integrity outweighs my talent. So I will
Mm,
never be compromised. You know what I mean? But there are those that will do anything for $1. And that's what I hate. I hate to see these younger artists getting taken advantage by the labels and some of the execs at the labels. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm just not with it. I'm not with it. Like, there's so many different things that I could say that I dislike about it, but I'd rather not even give it that energy.
understood. And so and from that side of it, we talked to so many, we've interviewed so many people. Shout to Razcast. We had him on the show
My
some years
brother,
back.
word.
Yes, yes, great guys. And shout to Coast Contra. His offspring is doing
His
outstanding things.
his sons, yep. Y'all hold
Yes,
on for one
yes,
second, y'all. I'm taking
absolutely.
y'all with me. I gotta punch out at 9:30. I don't want to steal none of the company time. So I'm bringing y'all with me. See, we doing this in real time, man.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man. But I mean, Razcast, he talked about it years ago about what happened at Priority, about how he felt how the executives were trying to tell him how to rap. And of
Yeah.
course, he wasn't feeling it. Lupe Fiasco, years ago in Double XL, he talked about how, when he was in the Atlantic meetings, how basically they said his album Lasers was terrible. And that kind of almost made him not want to rap anymore.
Crazy.
You know,
Yeah.
Man,
so
that's what they'll that, in a way they do that to kind of like break your confidence, and they try to
Right.
make you in your image.
To and to control you.
yeah,
Okay, thank you. And to control you. You know what I mean? Look, I'm keeping it funky, y'all. There's the time clock.
there it is. There it is.
There it is.
But yeah,
Oh,
man, but
go,
that's something. But yeah, that's something
back.
that yeah. But that's something I think a lot of times is inherently the problem when you're dealing with a lot of these labels. You have people that don't understand the culture trying to tell everybody else how they should sound.
Absolutely. And that's the thing that I just couldn't do. I don't like being told what to do. A&Rs and all of that. Hold on for 1 second. Let's go up front.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. See, I got my guy Wayne right here. This guy right
Wait,
here.
how you doing? How you doing?
What's going on?
Good.
I
Man,
wanted
look.
to take y'all. I wanted to take y'all to my office so I could show you something from Madonna. Hold on.
Man, look. Look. From Bay City, Michigan's very own Madonna. Man, she's Madonna. If you listen to this somewhere in the universe, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for always being a friend to the culture.
Facts. Look, check it out. Here we go.
There it
Yeah.
is.
So
That and for the
that
Go
one
ahead, go
is
ahead.
that one is platinum right there. This one is double platinum. And I also have a triple platinum one. It's in Rob Schwartz's office.
Okay.
This is a trophy, some more rap stuff. I got a bunch of stuff in here, man. Yeah, and that one is gold up there.
Man, for those and look, Jessica, and I'm gonna say this on air just because I've seen it before and I've seen people online try to do this. For those that don't know, what Mikey D is showing y'all, those are what real platinum and gold plaques look like that are RIAA certified. For
That's
those
right.
fakers out
Right.
there, look, these are the real jewels. That ain't moissanite, that's real.
It ain't that fugazi stuff either, man. Y'all be sitting there buying y'all plaques off YouTube. How you YouTube platinum? I never heard nobody go YouTube platinum.
Yo. Oh
What
man.
What do you think
That
about the metrics now in terms of how they're saying about how artists are actually getting these streams? Because they're saying now that NBA YoungBoy is the most streamed artist ever. I'm like, how?
yeah, but you know what I don't understand?
What's it?
Everything is a numbers game. Remember back in the days when they used to say numbers don't lie, people do? But
Right.
nowadays, even the numbers are tampered with, man. Like you can buy bots, you can buy likes and views, so the numbers lie now. So and with the streams, man, I just can't rock. The stream doesn't define the talent. The stream just I don't know. I disagree with it. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, I disagree with that, judging people by the amount of views and streams you got.
But that's something that I think, but that's that artificialness that everybody tries to put as authentic. Um,
Yeah.
we've been saying this for as long as we've been doing this show, that in terms of it, number one, to King and myself, nothing replaces, and Av as well, nothing replaces those physical copies of albums. Nothing can
Right.
replace those.
No.
And where people talk about how, what King was talking about how they took down the archives at MTV. Now, I mean, look at a lot of these albums now. They're trying to still say the physicals don't sell them. We beg to differ. We're like, that's why we tell everybody, get the physicals, buy them.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Av the Don is in the place to be. That's my man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
From that side of it, thinking about everything that you've accomplished, you're comfortable, you are well, you're in your right mind. What does that mean for you as just a human being to be able to just look back and be like, I really did it. I accomplished what I wanted. I'm still being able to work and I'm still blessed to influence and just
Now,
live your life on your terms.
I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because I don't have to answer to nobody but myself. You know what I mean? And I'm having fun just doing like it's so. I don't have to answer nobody but myself. You know what I mean? What happened? And I'm having fun just doing like it's so. I don't have to answer nobody but myself. You know what I mean? What happened? What happened? And I'm having fun just doing like it's so. I don't have to answer nobody but myself.
I think I was having technical difficulties from my side, so I'm listening to it from another source. When you think about that as well, who else would you like to work with in the game that you haven't worked with?
I would work with anybody. I would absolutely work with anybody, man. I definitely want to do something with R.J. Payne, JoJo Pellegrino. I definitely want to do something with R.J. LL. That's overdue. Let me see who else.
Oh wow, you taking it back.
Method Man. I definitely want to get one with him. Redman, yeah, definitely. Both of them, and EPMD. I want it to be Eric Paris and Mikey D. We be EPMD. You know what I mean? But I work with anybody, man. I work with anybody. I want it to be Eric Paris and Mikey D. We be EPMD. You know what I mean? But I work with anybody, man. I work with anybody.
In terms of producers, what would be your dream album?
Probably Pete Rock.
Your dream album.
Pete Rock, Large Professor. Probably My man Amadeus 360 Beat King, Pete Rock, Large Professor, Alchemist. My man Amadeus 360. And that's about it. Large Professor, Alchemist. My man Amadeus 360. And that's about it.
Definitely. King just hit it in the host queue. He said phone cut off. He'll be right back in. So we're kind of working through the technical difficulties because it's echoing because it's coming from two separate sources. So just bear with us. Thank you so much. Who do you see right now today who is carrying the torch for the older generation and as well as the new generation? This still showing that it's still alive and well.
I definitely got to go with Loaded Lux. I heard something real fierce today. That's crazy. Method Man, like I said, he's still doing great. Some like the newer artists, I ain't really too tapped in with the names. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I'm also in creative mode. So usually when I'm in creative mode, I don't really listen to too many other artists because I don't want to subconsciously say something that they said or pick up on a cadence. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's about it. Consciously say something that they said or pick up on a cadence. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's about it.
Definitely. Look, man. Look, there's not much else to say in terms of we've covered so much in this time. This has absolutely been a history lesson. This has been something that has been a wonderful journey of you unapologetically, honestly telling your story. And I think this is something that people need to see in terms of how it inspires that no matter how old you are, no matter how many years you've put in, that you are still able to do it at a high level. And for those out there, I'm gonna get on my soapbox a little bit. If you love the music, no matter what genre it is, don't let anybody tell you in any circumstances that you cannot do it. You know what God gave you. You know what your gift is, what your anointing is, what your calling is. You heed it and you let it echo excellently and relentlessly.
And
let everybody hear it, let everybody know it.
And another thing, do not be afraid to be yourself.
Let everybody hear it, let everybody know it.
And another thing,
can't say I don't love y'all, man.
Be afraid to be yourself.
Mm.
Let everybody know it.
Yeah, you see the echo going on, but I'm back now, man. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Is that? I don't hear the echo now.
Yeah, a little delay, right? Yeah, I think that was where T was at. Yeah, I was sitting there talking to y'all. The next thing you know, my phone, my iPad just died. I was like, "No, man, come on."
I thought StreamYard was doing a number on you, man. But we got to power those things up, man. That's what technology is, man. We need
I tried
to keep them charged.
Yeah, because I was like, we were so into it. It said 20%. I was like, all right, I'm cool. We gonna keep it rocking. Next thing you know, that thing died. I was like, oh shit, let me run up in here. But did I miss out on anything? Oh, T right here.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it was echoing. But yeah, man, but one thing about it, man, we have so many people, even this day and time, who try to be dream killers instead of keeping people alive to recognize them. We need more cheerleaders and less critics. We need more supporters and less sabotagers. We need those that are about preserving rather than demolition and trying to exterminate. It's about building and not destroying. the accumulated wisdom of what you have attained throughout the years, Mikey, is something that has come hard fought with ups and downs, ins and outs, obstacles, and yet and still a tireless perseverance, a means of determination that will not be defeated, a recognition of what is going on, most importantly, how to navigate, and then most importantly, achieve, succeed, rise, inspire, and keep inspiring.
That's it. That's it. Nobody could be you but you. You gotta, like I said, man, practice what you preach and lead by example, man. And yeah, like you said, don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. That's cap. Long as you believe in yourself, that's all that counts. I believe in myself. I have a lot of confidence in myself, and I ain't going nowhere for about 100 more years, man. I got like 100 years left. And y'all gonna be hearing me for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm trying to tell you.
But I mean, but you're in an exclusive club. I mean, the thing about it, and this is what people have to understand: when you're able to last as long as you have, that's not by accident. That's intentional. Look at E40. Look at, Mitchie Slick. Look at Cocaine. Look at all the. I mean, look, Jay-Z is doing a 3-night show at 56 years old. I mean, this is, who says that the elders don't have education, man?
Facts. And you want to know, here's something that's crazy about me.
Go ahead.
And I never told nobody this, man, but I figured it out recently. During my whole journey in this hip hop thing, man, the biggest goal for me was to be respected and appreciated by the pioneers who inspired me to do what I do. Guess what, man? Today, I could hang out with Grandmaster Caz. I could pick the phone up. I could call Grandmaster Caz and ask any question about hip hop I need. The first lady of hip hop, Sha Rock, actually let me co-host her event along with my sister Rod Digger. Sha Rock is the first female rapper I've ever heard in my life. Now, look,
she is.
And then I'm chilling with Caz. I'm chilling with Sha Rock. I could pick up the phone and call Coke LaRock, the first MC. Like, that means to me more than money and flashiness and all of that. Me being appreciated and respected and co-signed by the pioneers and the legends who are still here that started this, that's all of the validation I need right there, man.
But that's a Hall of Fame lineup.
And people like you that, you know what I mean, that offer me a platform to tell my truth, because a lot of people don't offer the platforms. They don't, if I'm not popping or doing something crazy to get you views, they don't want to F with me. But y'all gave me a platform, man, and this is the appreciation and the love that I just love, man. This is what keeps me going, man.
But it's legends like yourself that inspire us because of the fact that, and I've said this on so many shows, I'm going to keep saying it. This is something King started. This is something I'm blessed to be a part of. And we've reached out to so many people. 685 shows, we have been blessed. But we've had people who thought we were too small, who didn't think that we were big enough and said no. And our thing is, that's what we were talking about early in the conversation about being independent. We're an independent operation. We're putting it out there to the universe. We will do a deal with somebody if it makes sense for us. But nobody is going to tell us that people like yourself aren't important. Damn it, we think you're important. We think you're worthy to be on the show. We are humbled. We're honored that you took time out to come on our show. Legends like yourself is what inspires us. It makes us keep doing what we do because we know we're doing something right along the way. And we're never going to take that for granted. We never will take it for granted.
I rock with y'all, man. Y'all got a permanent brother with y'all now. Call me
we
anytime.
No
I gotta
doubt,
get
man.
y'all some drops and some music, doggone
Yeah,
it.
man, we gonna keep in touch, man. We definitely gonna need a drop from you this week, man, because we
Yeah,
about to
yeah,
hit 700 soon.
yeah. I got you covered. I got you covered. You already know it.
Look, tell
Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Cokeland
you up
Rock,
this.
Shy Rock, and all them. We love to have them on the show if they'll do it.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they will. I definitely reach out, man, and you know what I mean? Because we preserve the culture.
But one thing about it, man, and shout out to YouTube and StreamYard, even with all the hiccups we have sometimes,
Right.
those are the platforms that facilitate us, long after we're gone, which hopefully won't be for a very long time. The fact is, this is going to be our testament. If people try to erase history like stuff is going on right now, where certain individuals are trying to discount and dismiss our achievements and even erase it where nobody can trace it, guess what? We have a permanent etch that says we made a monumental impact. We have erected skyscrapers of scholastic greatness that will never be taken down. This is the pantheon of hip hop culture. We have erected to stand for the test of time.
Facts.
The pillars of the culture will always be strong with us. We're about to log off in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Is there anybody, Mike, that you want to send shout outs to? And thank you so much for being with us. Who you want to send a shout outs to?
Well, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I definitely want to shout y'all out and thank y'all for having me on the platform. And very importantly, I want to say salute. I want to send love, respect, and I want to say R.I.P. to my sister, Sparky D. And I want to send
Big rest
my
in
Legend,
peace.
love out
legend.
to the
Yes,
family.
yes.
You know what I mean? And shout out to my partner in crime, Big Veg, Pass the Torch Media. And that's it. But yeah, much love to my sister, Sparky D, and her family.
Absolutely. A lost legend, but never forgotten and is always immortalized forever and ever. Her voice will resonate beyond the beyond.
Facts.
This has been an honor. This is a privilege. You are welcome back anytime. Anybody you have that looking for an outlet to get on, we'll send you our personal contact in your DM.
Okay.
Hit us anytime. You have carte
Absolutely.
blanche. Pass our contacts off to anybody that you know wants to come on, and we would love to have
Okay.
them.
Oh
Mikey,
yeah, I'll definitely.
thank you again. Thank you again.
Salute.
Thank you so much. Salute. Thank you.
Much love, y'all. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna definitely hit you up this week.
Okay.
All right, later.
All right. Peace and
All right, and
blessings,
we
y'all.
out. Peace and blessings. King, take us out of here.
Peace out.
Jip.